that high ground, though. Y-Temp Fate keeping an eye over all of this.
It's
nice.
so hard to throw grenades around there, and there we go. It's going to be Alo that hits a good one onto your boy Dre. Tempo Storm getting eliminated in 8th place, so going to get a couple of placement points off of it, but here you can see Envy now starting to make their way over next to where Y-Temp Fate is at. Wildcard's also around that similar location, but we've got 7 teams up at this point. We got Uncivils looking back down towards Cloud9. Profi as Cloud9 was starting to make their way over here. A separated firing line coming out from Cloud9.
Really nice, really aggressive play by Profi. He's just like, take this battle, I dare you, Uncivil. He comes all the way out of cover just to try and challenge, but nothing happening right now for Cloud9, and we will see another circle shift. It's going to land right on top of Ghost, and Y-Temp Fate has got to be feeling good.
Uncivil taking a lot of damage. Look at the reposition that's coming out from Cloud9. They had K-Mind up on that hillside with Lobes, trying to fire back down onto this. Shoot to kill really can't provide any form of like defense for Uncivil, given him the position that he's at right now. And he's also kind of down in this little cubby, so one grenade can actually just roll right down into it. Vehicle explosion does a lot of damage. He narrowly survives that, and you can see frustration starting to mount for Cloud9. They can't get the necessary down on this, realizing, okay, we might just need to go for position instead. So now start making way on the hillside. There you go. K-Mind finally manages to connect with it. Uncivil, I think you're as good as dead, buddy. Nobody from your team can really make it over there.
Nice.
There it goes, blowing it up and through.
It's like throwing a football through a barrel, man. That was some nice nays from K-Mind.
Not too shabby, but now Y-Temp Fate and Envy going to kick it off.
Steps right up into Y-Temp Fate. A little bit of damage coming out off of that, but Moody's got the angle off of it. Keep in mind, Y-Temp Fate has 2 different members up towards the top, but Wildcard was starting to make their way up there, so this is 2 different fights that are happening for Y-Temp Fate at the exact same time. They've got Hypoc up on one angle, and Valiant's just trying to defend his teammate, but there's so many members from Envy right now. He's just trying to get away from this outside fire. Third party's coming into effect. He goes down as well, and now it is just Hypoc way up on the top of tower all by his lonesome.
Jacked.
Just an untimely split from Y-Temp Fate, sending 2 low, 2 high, remaining with 2 high. Wildcard doing their best sneaky snake impression, never letting Y-Temp Fate know that they were right there. And when they came to strike, it was perfect timing. Is now Endemic moving in.
Look at this separation coming out from Cloud9. Nerf is way up in the face of Endemic. He's about 100 or so meters away from the rest of his teammates, but his teammates have his back. A lot of damage coming over towards Endemic right now. Nerf having a little bit of difficulty, can't step up over that hillside, otherwise people start taking shots. So Wolf, Crispier now spotting out Profi, just trying to get some damage back. They still need to make their way inside the safe zone, and it's very, very dangerous as they also have shoot to kill. Looking back on a similar angle, Nerf is just holding the line right now. Wolf playing that back angle, his head is sticking up, but you can see it's more and more bullets raining back from that other angle.
And here comes Ghost. Ghost pushing out of the compound to come third party on top of this. This could be huge for Ghost. That could need a bunch of kills here to catch up.
Nerf needs to flush these as quickly as possible.
Gets the spin back around, takes too much damage, and he does go down inside of that exchange. Ghost now starting to make their way down the hillside and sees all of the people that are just crawling around. Tons of free points for them to potentially pick up there, so they're starting to get a little bit more control over that angle, but shoot to kill Cloud9 in a little bit of a dangerous spot now.
Perfectly timed push out there from Ghost is now Endemic in a lot of trouble. Crispier is going to go down to the zone, actually, trying to avoid the grenade.
Wow.
And Wolf gets finished off by Profi.
Unfortunate turn of events there for Endemic. Minifridge naded himself somehow. Oh, Balak at distance takes down Taro with the precision shot.
Give that man the bolt.
That was so important. And look, another down off on Envy at the same time. They're having a little bit of trouble up on that spot, so now it's just Pat Caps, the last member up. Wildcard starting to make their way down the hillside over there, so he's kind of realized he is by his lonesome. He has a little bit of control that he can play, but that's really about it. He's just got to hide inside of this crevice and pray nobody looks his direction.
New circle has popped. It still includes the radio tower, which Wildcard has taken away from Y-Temp Fate. Hypoc still alive, though, still fighting for that position. Meanwhile, C9 has spotted out Purdy Curdy. Looks like Ghost is going to take some long-range shots here now.
Right, and the rest of Wildcard looking back over towards Ghost. They have the high ground. You can see that the strength that it gives you, you can really force everybody to respond on how you want them to go. You can kind of herd teams into other teams. The Purdy Curdy goes down inside of an exchange off on that other angle, but K-Mine still trying to run forward. Really, Ghost and Cloud9 have nowhere they can go.
This was the setup that Y-Temp Fate wanted, that Wildcard now has. Look at all this vision they have. A lot of ability to do lots of damage and pressure Ghost Gaming and Cloud9. Only a couple of solos now left. It's Alo and Patcast essentially. I think they've got Moody with them as well, but they're getting relatively close to where Wildcard set up, man.
But with this, slowly and steadily, I think that Moody managed to crawl over to PatCaps, and we might see a res out of this. The strength of this position comes from being so high. You can see there's like the little bit of the hill right up in front of him, and it provides so much cover. Really, it's just a gun that's sticking up. While we've got Drassel just having his toes torn apart there, now he's got to start making his run over and through. But Profi's going to spot out Alo and take down Shoot to Kill, so we're down to 5 teams remaining. Drassel goes down in exchange as well.
Pride finally spots out Drassel, finally able to get that down, so it's down to just Shrimzy and Balak on the low end here as Wildcard still with dominating position, but Moody gets rezzed, so PatCaps and Moody could slip up behind here behind Wildcard and create havoc.
They're 100% tunneled right now. You can see they're pressuring all these open players. It's just juicy targets, but this is giving more and more time for Envy to come up behind Wildcard, and this could be a disaster if they're not careful.
I like that. You see the fact that they just took so many shots into the smoke. They were trying to go for the res. Shrimzy really wanted to get it, but there were just so many bullets around him. He was like, no, it's too risky. We've got to step away from it. Hypoc is, I guess, doing his best Mountain Goat impression right now.
He's creating havoc. He picked up, he stole the kill on Drassel. He got the down onto Balak, and he's just in a position right now where Wildcard can't get an angle of sight on him.
I mean, it was really good awareness. Keep in mind, he was up at the top. Whenever Wildcard pushed down, he kind of made his way down into this position. He's got a couple of circles now that he can work around. Wildcard still has that high ground way up there, but you can see Profi trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to play this? What's the best angle? What's the best approach vector to work with? And could push him right up into Envy.
Low-key 9 kills for Cloud9. They've been picking them up one at a time, as they did lose 2. But for now, it looks like even though they're very close together, Envy can't really do anything with Wildcard. It's difficult to push up onto that hilltop without getting spotted out. Really, I mean, Hypoc, he's got a pretty good spot up here on the rocks, but he's carrying the load now for his squad and for Y10 Fate. This is the best they could have done so far.
He's got 4 kills, 6 on the squad. I mean, they've managed to get into a good placement position. See Tamai just lord of everything below him right now, up on that high ground spot, looking down off of it. But if we see a shift away from this, keep in mind we're in circle 8 right now. The center is not going to be at the top. So sure, Wildcard's been able to get a lot of kills, but look at how you have to play around the center of this circle. It's going to be real fun.
They actually can't get up, so Moody's going to have to move around the side of this mountain. You can see Shrimzy from the low ground trying to get something going. Oh, that's going to be Balak going down to Y10 Fate.
Yeah,
so
I feel like Shrimzy could have got that res onto Balak.
Well,
that's a tough run.
It's a very tough run. He had Cloud9 kind of staring down on top of him, but it's unfortunate. And now Shrimzy has goes hopes and dreams. PatCap's going to take the fire from the top from Extreme. It's not going to be enough, though.
Trying to get the spray back over onto it. Finally does connect. That's also going to draw Cloud9's attention. Extreme makes the switch back over to a different weapon, going for a little bit more range. Envy's gotten down several times off of this position. You can see, starting to get more control, trying to force everybody around, but really, they're starting to lose sight lines. The great part of being high ground is you can look out so far. Whenever everybody's now right below you, you don't have those same beautiful sight lines anymore.
Wildcard is trying to peek over to get Envy, but that just exposes them to everybody else. Extreme just can't get the downs without potentially being downed himself, and now at this pivotal stage, the circle is ending on the mountain. This is insane.
Everybody's having to make their way down from Wildcard right now. That puts them in riskier positions. They know that Envy's right over here. He managed to catch the spray back over, but no, Extreme goes down. That's some beautiful spray coming out from Moody. Keep in mind, he still has to push forward. Tamai still going for the circle right now. Hypoc also wants to play and gets involved in everything that's going on around this. So we've got 4 teams and 8 alive right now. So much damage on so many of these different squads as they're just looking for different angles and listening to footsteps. Tamai managed to land back through there. Hypoc goes down though. So PatCap's actually getting into a good position, but Tamai's got the angle on the other side of this. He sees Moody, but I don't know if he knows where PatCap's is. Right up above him. His body's just come rolling down the hillside there. But he gets the down, but it's going to be Pat that gets the spray from up above, so she'll be able to run back down and get the res. K-Mind, the last member for Cloud9. This is a 2v1, and K-Mind is still looking for it. Neither one of them are directed up on the due center of the circle.
I hope he's got a nade, because this is going to be a rough push. It's now a 2v1. Moody will get the meds off. He's got the AUG as well as the level 3 gear. K-Mind, he's creeping. He spots one!
Manages to get it, and he gets the flush onto it, so now it is a 1v1 between Moody and K-Mind. Just a little bit of a hill separating them. The circle is pushing both of these guys. Moody has an idea on where K-Mind is at. A little bit of peek back and forth. Moody takes a lot of damage. K-Mind peeks back up onto this. Keep in mind, Cloud9 has been under duress for so long. They get the shot. Somehow they survive through that weathering battle and manage to make it up the hillside to get around victory.
That's the K-Mind that we've been wanting to see. The 1v1, the clutch K-Mind of the past. And Cloud9 gets a win that they desperately needed to start moving up in these rankings.
Really nice game there. Obviously, Cloud9 was a literal uphill battle. Figuratively,